What's up, my fellow Don Chichens? I'm the Lucky Show. Welcome to the Luka Show, and we're looking at Panini's top 10 inserts, in my opinion. And this was tricky. This was tricky to do a top 10 on inserts. One, because Panini's kind of been all over the place with inserts. They didn't put a whole lot of effort during times. They seem to be putting a lot more effort these days into inserts, as people, from the 90s are craving really cool, interesting inserts. And also, Panini does a lot of parallels with their inserts. So in this top 10, I'm including the parallels. I'm not just looking at inserts that don't have parallels, that are case hits. I'm looking at any insert, including the parallel, gold, galactic, whatever it is. I'm trying to find the 10 best inserts Panini has made. So let's do this. Let's start off at number 10. Number 10 is Excalibur Knights of the Round. Now, I should say the very first year of Knights of the Round was actually in a product called Panini, just Panini. In 2012, 2013, it was very bland looking. 2013, 2014, they upped the design. But this is really the ultimate year for me, 2014, 15. As you can tell, it has that kaboom effect that I love. And these cards were actually printed on the same sheets as Kaboom. And you just got incredible shine and such a cool die cut shape. You can see it better from the back. And I've just always been a fan of the look of this card. Absolutely love it. And that is why it's my number 10 on the list. It's also all these inserts without parallels. Typically, they're going to be pretty short printed, as a general rule. All right, number 9 is Court Kings Aurora, and this is the 16-17 Court Kings. And the Auroras, I think all the designs look pretty good over the years. It started off in 2013-14 Court Kings and has continued on through the years. I'd say really it wasn't a highly sought after card until maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago, when it started picking up some steam. I think Luka cards definitely help. I'm not really even sure how the Zions are doing, but these have slowly picked up steam over the last 5, 6 months, and that's why we find this at number 9. All right, number 8 is going to be the first parallel we're taking a look at, and it's going to be Cracked Ice Contenders, 2017-18, the revamp year of Contenders, and it's the Superstar. And this card, all right, this is the year I came back to the hobby and I was opening up Contenders retail, and you could hit Superstars out of this. Not the Cracked Ice, but the Cracked Ice just takes it to a whole nother level. The beauty of the card, numbered to 25. And again, I just love the design, the cut, interesting cut shape of the die cut itself. Really cool card. Love it. I got a Curry. I've got a few Currys actually. Got a Giannis as well. I was thinking about just going for all of them, but I'm not the best at completing sets. I'm pretty good at starting sets, but not the best at completing them. But anyways, that was number 8, the Contenders Cracked Ice. Number 7, some people have this really high up on their list. I have it in my top 10. I understand that it's a cool card, but I just can't rank it any higher than number 7. It is Studio from Downtown. In subsequent years, they changed it to Downtown, and they put them in Crown Royal. Or no, is it Crown Royal? I'm forgetting what product it's in right now. Downtown. Anyways, maybe I'll scribble it. But this card, the first year of it from Downtown, Curry, the best example from Downtown. And they do this illustration of the downtown of where they play. I think this is actually more like San Francisco, not Oakland. But I guess the Warriors are in San Francisco now, so we'll give them a pass. But that's kind of weird, man. That does not seem like Oakland. What do we got? The pier? I think it's the Coit Tower in the background. All kinds of weirdness for Oakland on that one. Anyways, number 7 is from Downtown. The reason why I don't go crazy over this card, this is a refractor, but it is so hard to see any shine on this card. It is what I call a subtle refractor. I'm not even sure if you might see a little bit of it reflecting, but for me, generally, the shinier, the more excited I get. Sorry if I'm lame. That's just the way I view things. I'm like a child who needs something shiny to catch my attention. All right, number 6. Let's keep moving on. Number 6 is Excalibur Crusade, and I do not have first year Excalibur Crusade. They're just stunning cards with the etching. I just sold off one of my first years. I do have some other years to take a look at. Again, just beautiful designs most of the years. And what I like about Crusade is they look expensive, right? And we're looking at the gold parallels to the Crusades here. They just look expensive, have great shine to them. They're no longer in Excalibur, actually. They're now in Chronicles, which I'm very glad because I was able to pick up a Luka Crusade Gold. And again, just a nice, almost fancy looking card. Just really like the sharp, clean design, especially this Luka Gold with the gold and blue. Really beautifully done. All right, that was number 6. Now we're moving on to number 5, the big boys. Big stack here in front of me. And this one's just one of my favorites. It is Kaboom! And this is first year Kaboom here, where they actually used a famous illustrator artist to design these cards. But the interesting thing about 2012 or 2013, 2014 Innovation Kaboom is first Innovation, really cool product that not a lot of people know about. Anyways, this wasn't as short printed as subsequent years. I think this was maybe 2 or 3 times the print run as future years. And so, although it is first year, you can still find quite a few copies out there, although it's dried up quite a bit as Kaboom has risen quite a rise for Kaboom over the last year and a half. Let me show you a few other Kabooms. 2015-16 I think is the shortest print year, is in 1 in every 2 cases. And the LeBron from that year is honestly one of the coolest looking LeBrons in my opinion, flying through the air. And as you can tell, it went away from that more cartoonish look to more of a realistic illustration, which I like. They stopped using artists, and that rubs some people the wrong way, but I look at the final product and I say, hey, this is one damn cool looking card. 2018-19 Luka year, they changed the design of Kaboom, and these are also very short printed. We're thinking maybe print run around 50, but you can see how that Kaboom effect changed. And let me show you off one last Kaboom card. In 2018, this is the year they didn't have Kaboom in any basketball card product, so Panini made a multi-sport Kaboom packs that they sold straight through the site. And the interesting thing is that year for the Kaboom packs, they made 2 parallels, and they never had parallels before. They made a gold parallel to 10 and a green parallel to 1. I was fortunate enough to pick up a gold parallel, and for me, I love Kabooms, I love gold, so this marriage together just takes it to another year. So Kaboom is one of those products. Yes, first year Kabooms are great, but there are a lot of really good years. Could really just do an episode digging into Kabooms, but I won't bore you guys with that. All right, number 5, Kaboom. Where are we going? Let me show you the 2014-15 or 2015-16 Curry. The super short print year. Number 4, we're going to take a look at a pretty sweet card, and that card is 2012-2013 Prism USA, and I would say the gold parallel. I do not have a gold parallel, so I'm showing you guys the silver parallel, a beautiful card too. Maybe even the silver parallel belongs in the top 10, being a first year Prism product. And this is probably almost guaranteed, and probably, definitely Panini or Prism's best insert they've ever had. And just a gorgeous shine on this card. The golds are ridiculous in terms of price, and just trying to find one of them. A lot of people were doing the set of these, so there are several guys who have all of the golds. A little jealous. Or a lot. All right, number 3. Number 3 is a card that is just taken off, and there are a lot of people who are behind this card talking about the importance of the card, and it seems to be resonating now throughout the hobby. And it is the 2016-17 Optic Preview, and you can see a little preview on the back. This card was inserted in Donruss Hobby as a sneak peek of a new product that was coming out later in that year, Optic. Now, obviously, Optic had a huge rise in 18-19, and it hasn't taken off. It hasn't caught up to Prism. Probably never will. It definitely never will, in my opinion. But it is still one of the best products that Panini makes, and this is the very first optics that Panini ever made. It's got a different picture than the 2016-17 optic. It's got the white borders, and it's incredibly short printed. We're looking at 10 to 15 copies of each card. So great recipe. It's got the history behind it. It's got the scarcity. It's got a nice design. It doesn't like go crazy. It's not refracting all over the place, but it's the history and the significance. Good pictures on these cards, and that is why we have the optic preview, 16-17 optic preview, as the number 3 on the top 10 insert list, Panini insert list. All right, number 2. Number 2, this was hard, man. Hard between number 1 and number 2, but I let history kind of win out in this situation. But number 2, I seriously consider putting it at number 1, is Spectra Color Blast. Yes, I don't own a copy yet, so I'm showing off this ridiculous LeBron. A Zion Color Blast, I heard, went for over $20,000, and it was paid for. So craziness how much this card is fetching. And the reason why I put it at number 2 is that there's never been an insert from Panini that has this much buzz, commands this much. We're talking about 5, 10x of like other desirable inserts. Like there has been, I can't even compare this insert to any other, insert at release, what these cards are going for. It's really blown us away. But it's an insert that was that people have been waiting for. It was a product in soccer and football, and people were like, oh man, if they make basketball, it's going to be insane. And what Panini did right is they've made very, very few of these. We don't know exactly how many. There's no number. There are no parallels, but it definitely feels that there are under 10 copies. Who knows? We could be looking at a five-ish. But right now, I think the safest thing to say is less than 10 or less. And just because of the impact it's had right away, and this card's been out for like a month, a little over a month, right? And to have that much buzz already, I can't believe I put it at number 2. But like I said, I was seriously considering putting it at number 1, considering what these cards are going for. But we'll see. It could very well become number 1. But for now, there is one insert, more powerful, more history behind it, and sells for a pretty penny. It is the 2015-16 Revolution Showstoppers Galactic. And I've shown this card off before, but I can talk about the importance of the Showstoppers insert. It is the insert to own in those early years of Revolution, and it's just as important as the base. Now, if you guys are a Galactic fan, Revolution fan, you guys know how important the Showstoppers is. I don't think that it's common knowledge yet, right? People see these Color Blasts. People know about Color Blasts. This is not as well known, but for those who know about this card, a LeBron surfacing, a Steph surfacing, these cards are going to go for outrageous amounts of money. So 2015-16 Showstoppers. I actually love 2016-17 as well. I love the design. This also goes for a pretty penny. But in my opinion, it's actually the better design of the 2 years. It just lacks that first year appeal. And really cool card. I hope to find the Curry 15-16 one day. But it does edge out Color Blast because of the history, because this card, I'm very certain of the future in terms of price, that it'll continue to rise and rise and rise. Color Blast, can it rise and rise and rise right now? No, I think we're looking at kind of the top of the market right now. I do think this will be an insert that everyone's going to remember, the Color Blast I'm talking about. And that is why it's at number 2, but just can't put it at number 1. Got to put the Showstoppers at number 1. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my top 10 Panini inserts. This is a fun exercise, and this was much harder than the parallels. There are a lot of parallels or a lot of inserts that are interesting that didn't quite make the cut. So they're the bubble inserts, as there always are the bubble boys. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. That is my top 10. Peace out. Take care.